Welcome back to Teal House Farm. We just got back from the butcher, so I'm going to show you our haul. Bought a whole hog. We usually buy a whole hog every year. It goes pretty far. This one was 143 pounds of meat, which is not the largest one we've had, but also not the smallest. It's pretty much in the middle. And it came out to $3.15 a pound. So is that a good deal? Yes. For the quality of the meat, definitely. But even just compared to store prices, while things like the chops are less expensive at the store, the other things, especially like the bacon, the seasoned sausage, the really large roasts, those tend to be a little bit more. So it definitely works out on the side of being less expensive, though it is obviously a lot of cash up front because it's 143 pounds of meat. So we're going to lay this all out and separate it out on the table so it's easy to look at. We're going to show you what we get, give you some ideas of what I do with it, and then we're also going to show you how we store it. Sometimes organizing the freezer is the trickiest part because you want everything in there where it's easy to find what you need, but also where things aren't going to tumble out and break a toe if you go into the freezer to grab something else. The kids were great at helping me organize it. We also weighed a couple of the roasts that helped me estimate the cost per pound a little more accurately since the roasts aren't exact. Overall, this looks great. This is the first time we've used this processor since we moved, and it really just looks delicious. Okay, let us show you what we got before we put all of this away. So we got bacon, and we have 11 pounds of bacon, and we just went with their house recipe cured bacon. It looks like it has a good amount of black pepper on it. Interesting to try. I'm interested to try it. This is the first time we've used this processor since we moved. We wanted one that was closer to where we are now, and so everything looks great. I'm really excited to try. But for all of the cured products and like the sausage, we just went with their house recipe, and we figured we'd try that first. We have a bunch of pork loin roasts. I always get those with the bone in them. And I do this instead of getting pork chops because with so many people to feed, these are really nice for the crock pot. And then I'll buy really thin butterfly chops occasionally just from the store if I see a really good deal. But I prefer to get the roasts from the butcher because they're real good quality and they're just perfect for cooking a lot of meat for like pulled pork or something like that. Yes.
These look like they already were seasoned.
They are. It's bacon. I actually have 43 pounds worth of the roast, so that's pretty awesome. That'll make a lot of pulled pork sandwiches. A ton of pork sausage, and again, just did their house recipe. I did check to make sure it wasn't a spicy recipe because the kids won't eat it then, so they said it was a very mild kind of sage type recipe, so I think we should really like that. There are 34 pounds of sausage. I got them all in 1 pound containers. You can also get them in 2 pound packages, but we just did a single pound on those. And then I have one over here, which is a little bit larger. It's like 1.5 pounds, and that's how they did that one up. We got a lot of cured ham. You can get your hands uncured. They also offered it without the nitrites or nitrates. I don't remember which one it is, but I want ham to taste like old school ham. It's how I like it, but I know some people are really sensitive to those things. So my friend actually got a hog from the same place, and she did it without any of the additives. So I'm interested to see how she likes it. I did ham a couple ways. We have the larger ham roasts, and then I also did a thicker slab cut, which is a little unusual. People usually do half this thickness. I like to use ham steaks in the crock pot with vegetables. It flavors the whole thing as it cooks, and then you don't have to worry about it all day. The other way we like them are coated in some brown sugar and almost like fried, which isn't good for you at all, but it's delicious. For the ham, we ended up with 31 pounds of ham, so that's going to last us a really long time. Sorry, the dog is thinking she's going to get something. We got a few pork steaks, not a lot. Let's see, for the pork steaks, it was 10 pounds. And these are really large pork steaks, though. We're going to do some sort of like, this is for when you cook them and then put them in like a mushroom gravy and it kind of falls apart. You put it on potatoes. So I only packed these. I believe there's 4 in a package. They're a little bit thinner. There's 4 in a package. That's more than enough, even their family being large, because these are huge, and the little kids aren't going to eat too much. I did ask for my lard. They don't render it there, which is more and more common, I found, but I know how to do it myself. So this will just go in the freezer until I'm ready to deal with it myself, which who knows how long that's going to be, but it'll be fine in there. I believe there was 5 pounds of lard. Yes. just 2 of these little pork tenderloin roasts. These are little, but these will be really nice if I maybe marinate them and then grill them. We'll use those pretty quickly. Sam really likes that type of cut, especially if you put it in a nice marinade. And then we got 3 packs of ribs, so that's like 6, almost 7 pounds worth of ribs. I never know how to cook ribs. You'll have to tell me how to do, because we do not have like an outdoor smoker or grill, and so I always have to cook them inside, and I feel like they never quite come out right. Somebody told me once to cook them in the Instant Pot. I tried that. It was a mess. It was not good. It was like greasy and weird. So I will take any suggestions, some sort of maybe oven foil type baking situation. Maybe that's the right way to do ribs, or maybe I just need to go buy Sam a smoker so that he can make them for me outside. Anyway, that's obviously a lot of meat. Let's show you how we get it in the freezer without it being a giant mess, because we have an upright freezer and we don't want things like sausage rolls to roll out and break somebody's toe, right? So we do have some, I'll show you the containers that I have to store and keep it organized. I got these containers from Dollar Tree a few years ago, but it was from their like $5 section. If you get the $1 Dollar Tree containers that are plastic, as soon as you freeze them, they start to snap and break because they're so thin. These are a little bit thicker, and the only thing I use these for are in my upright freezer. They're like the perfect size where you can fit 2 right next to each other on the shelf. And that way your rolly things like hamburger and pork sausage don't roll and then break somebody's foot when they try to open the freezer to find whatever it is that they want. So this should fit, 2 of them should fit almost all of this. And if it doesn't quite get it all, I'll just stick what's left on the door of the freezer so it's protected from rolling. Bacon on the door because it's honestly what we're going to use up first, and then it's really easy to find. You don't have to dig to find that last pack that you know is in here somewhere, because it's all just on the door, and when it's gone, it's gone. And there it all is, all packed in there. Freezer's pretty full. Not going to be buying anything else for a while, but have plenty of meat now. At least pork to last us quite a while. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all again really soon.